Hello everybody, sorry I'm taking so long to get started today. We are going to get crocheting in just a moment. If you want to give this video a like, you can. Also, if you're watching it in portrait mode, we also have a landscape mode, so basically like a full-size version of today's video. And I put a link at the top of the chat. I'll have both chats open just to keep track of everything, but just so you know, there is a landscape and a portrait mode of today's live stream. I put both out there just in case you want to watch it in one way or another. Alright, well, we're just gonna get going in just a moment. And yeah, if you have a name suggestion, oh wait, I should put that in the chat too. 1 second, I'll put a link for where I am taking name suggestions. We're putting it into a post on YouTube. So that's where I'm pulling names from today. Just to keep everything a little bit more organized. So I went ahead and just put it into both chats right now. But we'll get going in just a moment. See you soon. Alright, let's get rocking and rolling. Hold on. Oh, that music transition, loving it. Here we go. Hi. Hello, everybody. Hello, welcome to the live stream. I hope you're having a wonderful Saturday. Happy Saturday out there. To those watching live, if you're watching after the live stream, well, hi to you as well. Make sure to leave a comment and say hello. Today, what are we doing? What are we doing on a Saturday? Well, I'm about to tell you, so just hold tight. Jeez Louise, you're rushing me. All right. Hi. So today we are going to be crocheting our goblin. It is a work in progress Saturday. Today we are finishing up some projects. Last live stream, that would be last Friday, we crocheted a goblins for my birthday. So we made where is our little goblin that we made last week? We didn't make the witch. Ah, this guy right here, who I think we named Bluey? No. Chat, remind me what we named this little fella. This adorable little fella. I can't remember, but they're very cute. So last week we crocheted this one, and we started our disco goblin. Honestly, it's come together pretty well. This was the illustration that we used, that we're working off of. So far, honestly, pretty good. Just for context of what we were doing, it was my birthday, so I wanted to crochet a goblin. So I decided to crochet a goblin live on the live stream, and we all voted on live on a Saturday. Is that allowed? Yes, apparently it is, and I'll explain why we are live on Saturday and not yesterday on a Friday. Which, if you are used to our live streams, you'll know that we normally do it on Fridays. But yeah, so I drew this picture of a goblin. We decided on a disco goblin. Looks pretty good, pretty disco-y, and we got started crocheting it. We made some really big progress. So we made all the limbs and everything. So we got our feet, our arms. There's a little arms right there. We made the ears, the nose, the mouth. We got started on the head. We sewed all the face together. I used actually safety eyes that I 3D printed. So special made safety clip-on teeth that I made. So I 3D printed these. They're pretty cool. So instead of using crocheted teeth, I think they turned out really, really well. Honestly, he's looking great. We decided to give him a wink instead of 2 open eyes. And today we're going to be completing our disco goblin. The goals today are we're going to be adding his collar. We need to add a collar to it. We need to obviously add a giant afro. I think we're going to do that probably last. We also need to sew on the arms and some legs here. We probably should sew on the arms and legs before we add our collar. That would just make sense, I think. We got to make sure that the arms are underneath where the collar is going to be. Then obviously we need to stuff it so it closed, then add the hair, and then add any other customizations. I'm thinking we're going to add some chest hair. We need to add a little, I want to add like a chain, you know, like a necklace. I think would be fun. Also, like a belt buckle would be fun. So we got a lot of customizations to do. Today's live stream, we're going from, right now, it's 1:45 in Pacific Standard Time. That's where I'm at. And we'll be finishing this. So that's the idea here. We're going to be going until we finish. I have a feeling we'll go for probably about 3 hours or so. So buckle in and grab your work in progress. While you're grabbing your work in progress, let's talk about a few things you can do to support this channel if you like what's happening here before we actually get crocheting. So if you like what is going on here and you think it's cool and you're like, wow, this is cool. This guy just like live streams and crochets. Yeah, I do. It's really cool. We also have a website called Club Crochet. It's a subscription service for crocheters where we come out with new patterns all the time. And if you get a membership to that website, you get access to my library of tutorials, and we have a whole lot of them. And we add new ones in all the time. Memberships start at only $5 a month, and it's the best way to support this channel monetarily if you're looking to help support us monetarily. That would be really cool if you could, but it's also totally fine if you can't. Thank you for just being here. If you are watching live, please give this video a like down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Hit the little bell icon. All that fun jazz. Please give us name suggestions. If you have an idea for a good name for a disco goblin, there's a link in the chat right now for a like a community submission thing on YouTube that I am asking people to comment on for name suggestions. So go comment there. It also helps spread the word about this and share this with any of your other crocheting friends. What else can I say? If you really want to support this channel and you want to help support monetarily, other than a membership, there are kits and merch in the store. We have a whole bunch of different kinds of pins, crochet kits to make a whole series of crocheted critters. We're coming out with new ones all the time there too. I just suggest you make an account on the website. You can make a free account and you'll get notifications on all of our stuff. What else, team? I don't think the coffee's hit me yet. Let's have a sip of coffee. John Travolta is a good start of a name, but I think we can goblinify that name suggestion a little bit more. So that's my idea, is take a name that would be good for a name of a disco guy and goblinify it. I don't know what that means yet, but I believe in the chat's creativity, because they're always very creative, especially when it comes to name suggestions. Okay. Tips, yes, thank you for letting me know, Cooper. Yes, if you really like what's going on here, you can tip us. That would be really cool. You definitely do not have to. But there's the little dollar icon in the corner of the chat. If you hit that dollar icon, you can tip us for any amount of money, and that would be really cool. If you tip today, we are going to be adding a goblin to our little overview screen for you. So Tina, thank you so much for the support, all the way from Denmark. Very much thanks. Hey, Tina, how do I say thank you? How do I say thank you to you? I would love to say it in Danish. And while you're telling me that, I'm going to add a goblin to our screen for you. I kind of want to add our witch, but we did add that last week. Let's see. Hold on. I just went through a whole group of them. Let's see what we got. Oh, here we go. This one's fun. This one's fun. So this one is for you, Tina. Thank you for the support. Here's a little goblin. I gave him little suspenders, and it's holding on a little Coke bottle top as a helmet. So he's got a little helmet on. And of course, he's got a little magnet in him, so we can put him right there. Is he on screen? Hold on, I'll fix the camera a little bit to get him more on screen. There he is. See him hanging right there? There you go. I love that. Thank you for the support, Tina. Super duper appreciate it. And you want to name it Tack? I like the name Tack. I hope that's what you... Oh no, Tack. Tack is how you say thank you. Well, Tack. I appreciate you. I hope I'm saying that right. All right, well, I think it's high time we get hooking. What do y'all think about that? I think that might be a alright, good idea. Hold on, there you go. Hello, Trinity. Hello, chat in general. Thanks for joining, everybody. Okay, so where were we? Where did we leave off? Where do you get off? We have all this yarn here that we're gonna have to work with for the pants. I think we should probably maybe do one more round of crocheting the pants first, and then we can start sewing on the arms. Yeah? That's probably a good idea. Okay. Let's go with, yeah, let's do one more round of the pants, and then we'll get working on the arms. So let me get back to our crochet pattern here. I gotta log in. For some reason, it logged me out, which is an annoying issue we are having on the website right now. It keeps logging me out of the website, and I always have to come back, log back in. Gotta use my thumbprint so it remembers it's me. I'm pretty sure we're just at the part on the pants where we just start like closing it in now. Let me look. Yeah, so I think we just finished round 14. Let's count. Why don't we count? So it's round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yes, perfect. We just finished round 14. Look at us catching up to where we were. All right. So we're on round 15 if you're crocheting along with me. If you're not crocheting along with me and you're crocheting something different, well, now is your chance to let us know. What are you crocheting? Let us know in the chat, and we'll give shout outs to everybody, because I'm very curious. It is a Saturday, and I want to know, what are you making? What are you making on today? Today's beautiful Saturday. Oh, I do remember also, I think we actually increased it differently, so I do have to decrease slightly differently this time. So let me count our stitches too. 4, 5, 10, 19, 21, 24, 25, 26. Yes, okay. So I forgot to increase somewhere along the body, so he's literally 1 stitch skinnier than a normal hobgoblin is. So he's looking nice and thin, and wow, all that dancing's really paid off. Also, by the way, we're gonna work on the afro in a second. We're gonna use this beautiful, like, fuzzy yarn that I got. This is like a sample yarn that I was thinking about actually offering on Club Crochet. I don't think I'm going to, but might as well use the sample. So we're gonna use that for the hair. It's just like the perfect afro hair. But I used it the other day for this orc that I was making, which, by the way, how cute is this orc? His name is Bert. This is Bert the orc. And I used it for his beard just to, like, kind of use it in general. But look at how good that looked for a beard. So I thought this is going to be perfect for an afro. We'll just do, I think I was going to do a pom-pom. And honestly, I'm totally open to that idea of doing a pom-pom for the hair still. And let me know what you think in the chat. But I actually think it might be easier to just kind of actually thread in all the hair, like, across the top. Just start from there and then just, like, kind of like attach a bunch of hair almost like in a mohawk, and then do another line and another line, maybe 4 or 5 lines of hair, and then that way and then I can just brush it out, and then it might just afro out, and it might be a little bit more easy to control, because I'm afraid if it's a pom-pom, it'll look like he's almost got like a what's it called, like a bun, you know, on the back of his hair, and that's just not really the vibe we're looking for. We're looking for more of a silly, like, disco afro kind of thing. So that's just my thoughts. Let's get this black yarn out of the way. I foolishly started today's live stream without eating anything before the stream. Usually we start at 4. Or sorry, at 3. So I usually have, like, a little bit of time to eat, but I forgot to do that today. So if I pass out, that is why. It's because I'm a hungry boy and I'm a fool for not eating before the stream. Oopsie. Okay, let's talk to the chat here. We got Standing Horse. The Standing Horse Crochet by Jenna is what Nicole is making. Kristen is making a shawl. Love a good shawl. Are you crocheting it or are you knitting the shawl? I wonder. Yes, that's right, Cooper. That I was telling my wife about that. I was telling Jules about that yesterday, and I couldn't remember what it was. Yes, Cooper is maybe making a crocheted hobgoblin named Rob with a bob and a kebab. And I love that. I love that. That's some good goblin energy right there. And I respect that. What did I use for teeth, asks Nicole Maxwell. Thank you for asking. So what we did for the teeth, normally I crochet the teeth, which I think you already probably know that. Yeah, normally we go and I crochet a little teeth in white, and then I just essentially sew them on. I call it attaching them on because it's really less than sewing. I feel like sewing requires you to actually, like, sew from on one stitch and another stitch, whereas attaching is kind of just pulling 2 knots on the inside and double knotting. So it just makes it a lot easier to attach things. Anyhow, normally I attach the teeth like that. I crochet them separate and then attach them. I'm trying to show you an example that I might have. Looks like I don't have one. Oh, here we go. Yes, okay. So I think this is a good example. I think this is one of the teeth that I actually did make for it that we didn't use. So normally I make them like this, where there's two ends, and I pull it, I sew the lip on, and then I pull this through, and then it just adds a tooth like that. But I actually had a bunch of these safety eyes, like customized safety eyes that I designed. So I designed these. They're like, they're custom made like safety eyes. So just like a normal one, they have this little locking mechanism. I'm trying to get to focus. They have this little locking mechanism on the back, just like a normal eye. But I designed a bunch of different kinds of horns and antlers and things. So there's ones like this and stuff. So I designed a bunch of different kinds of them. I'm actually considering putting them on the website for 3D prints and also maybe selling them if anybody is interested. If you are interested, let me know in the chat like right now. The more people that are interested, the higher my chances to actually go and make these. Here's one that's kind of like a narwhal or unicorn horn. Anyhow, so I had those, and I actually had ones that were made specifically for me to test for teeth that I never tried. And the way it is it's actually like this shape, like this way, it's going downwards. Different sort of like shaping so that it can go flat on the face. And look at how cool. It looks so good to me. I'm really happy with how they turned out. So yeah, my thought is my first thought is I should put up just the designs on the website for members to download and print themselves. So I actually think I'm going to probably just do that. And then the other thought I had was to do like small runs of some of the teeth for people to purchase. So that way people could, if they don't have a 3D printer, or they don't really want to deal with 3D printing it, they can just buy them. And I'll just do a pack of like, I don't know. It's just a thought I've had. I'm probably going to make it happen, seeing as these teeth did look really good. They did come out very well. I was actually thinking it might be a really fun offering for our crochet kits too, because it would give just like something fresh and unique about our crochet kits. That's what I've been thinking. But I'm really curious to think of what other people think in the chat too. Okay, so we've got our little body here. I'm going to take this out there. I think we'll add the belt on after we add the arms. So I think our next step here is sewing on some arms. And then we can get started on adding the collar, and then we can add our belt. And then we can finish up the body, sew on the legs, add any kind of pants or sleeves that we want, and then do our all of our extra features. Sound good? Cool. Okay, well, let's start with the arms here. And we're going to go with this. It's kind of a really bright green pipe cleaner, but we're going to use this pipe cleaner here. And we're going to fold it in half. I usually like to add pipe cleaners on the inside of my arms. So I'm looking for my pliers. Whatever. I don't know where my pliers are. We're just gonna hurt our scissors. If you're using pipe cleaners like this, I usually don't suggest doing it this way, but I don't know where my pliers are, so I'm just gonna cut it with scissors. It can hurt your scissors though. Let's see. Do I do it full like that? Yeah, let's do it like that. Normally, I actually cut these ones in half as well, but we're not gonna do that for this time. We're just gonna fold this in half. And I'm going to twist it into a little tiny double thickness of pipe cleaner. And then this is going to be basically the bones for the arms. So that way we can kind of bend the arms into any position we want so that he can get optimal disco ability is the idea. Yes, dragon teeth. Oh my god, absolutely. That's a great idea. I love that idea, Nicole. How did I not think about dragon teeth? Also, maybe I could do like dragon horns and do dragon like what are the, like the spikes along the back? That would be really cool. So like the body's crocheted, but all the like hard parts of the dragon are 3D printed. That could be really cool. I really like that idea. Trinity is working on a birthday gift for a friend of theirs. His birthday's in a few days, so you're kind of cutting it close. Very cool. What are you crocheting, Trinity? By the way, sometimes I'm going to be talking to people on the portrait mode chat because I have both of them open right now, and I'm sorry I separate it like that. It's actually YouTube's fault. I blame YouTube 100%. So basically, YouTube for some reason really pushes portrait live streams out to the algorithm. So if we do it in portrait mode, it pushes to the algorithm way more. I don't know why. It's really annoying, to be completely honest. Because I like it this way. I like it horizontal if I can. But, you know, people watch things in different ways. So give them the option. Okay. So that's going to be our first arm. It's going to be sewn on just like this. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm trying to find exactly where I want. I think we want it right here. Right here. Okay. We don't want to sew on over this front loop only there because we're going to use that for the collar later. Do I have any tips for silky yarn? Ooh, good question, Sparky. Do I have any tips for silky yarn? Yeah, my first tip would be, if you're using silky yarn, it probably will split easily. And if you don't know what splitting means, it means essentially when your yarn kind of like breaks into two different parts because you only grabbed a piece of the yarn. So I'll show you in just a second. So to prevent yarn splitting too much, there are a few different things you can do. One is use a larger crochet hook. That's pretty simple. And then two is crocheting a little slower will sometimes help prevent splitting. Let's see, we want this arm like this. I think this arm we're gonna sew kind of more downwards like that. And I think we're gonna I'm gonna try to sew the hands into position kind of like this so that he's kind of pointing, you know? So I'll sew all those green in like that later on. And then that way he's kind of pointing like this. You can kind of see him pointing, right? Yeah, that looks right. And then that way when we sew it on, it'll be sewn on a little bit more downwards like that. So he's pointing downwards on this arm, and then the other arm will be pointing more like upwards like that, and we'll do a pointing finger on this arm as well. So where do we want this one? Right there somewhere. Probably like right there. Maybe we can try to line it up with the ear. Okay, yeah. That's pretty good actually. So it's lined up essentially with the ear and the mouth. It's right between the ear and the mouth. Will this be right between the ear and the mouth? I think it will, yeah. I would say so, right? Do you agree? Yeah, I think so. I think those are pretty equal. So here's what I do on the inside, by the way. These two ends of these pipe cleaners are sticking out on the inside, right? So I twist them on the inside. And then I kind of like, I make this like kind of S shape on the inside. I do this differently depending on how long these ends are. But essentially you're trying to make it kind of flattened on the inside. So it's not just like poking in. And that way it'll give us more of a like base so that when we bend these around, it'll hold the shape of our little cute skeleton arms. Look how adorable they are. They're pretty good actually. Okay, let's get sewing. Now if you've watched before, you'll know that I am actually notoriously pretty bad at talking to the chat while I'm sewing. But I'm going to do my bestest. Let's have a sip of coffee before we get going there. Also, we need some stuffing. There we go. So I think we'll stuff up the arms before we even start sewing them on. Sometimes I like just to try to start sewing it on before I even stuff it. But I think if we can give it like more of a density to the arms, then it'll help with its shaping when we kind of try to bend it, you know, into a better position. I just realized my camera's a little wonky. There we go. Okay. So let's go with this arm first. So like this. And we do want it upright. So if I'm going like that, I'm just trying to think about how my hand is positioned if I'm pointing up like this. So up like that. Yeah, okay. I think just like that should work pretty well. Yeah. Hey, shout out real quick to our moderators today. Cooper. I don't think Zoe is going to be here. I think she's actually working right now. But Cooper, thank you for showing up. I'm sorry, I should have let you know that I was going to do a Saturday live stream instead yesterday. I'm really sorry about that. I was supposed to, like I said before, I usually do Friday live streams. We usually start at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Fridays. By the way, is this music like really loud and annoying? I don't know. Let me know. Anyhow, so I normally do those live streams, but I just was not feeling good yesterday. I don't know what it was. I just was not feeling great. It might be that the night before I was cleaning my office here up and I hit my head really bad. You can kind of see it actually. See that little red mark right there? It hurts to touch. I don't want to touch it, but I bonked my head really bad. So maybe that's what it was, and I just had a bit of a headache, but I don't know. I just wasn't feeling great, and I knew that there's nothing really harder than not feeling great and doing a live stream. It can be really difficult to do that. And so I just didn't want to put myself in a position where I brought any of my own tension into my crochet or into a live stream. You know what I mean? Woo! Wow, that just got like really, really loud, huh? 1 second. There we go. Sorry, Jules is taking a shower, and when the bathtub is running, it's extremely loud because it's on the other side of this wall. There we go. I think we're probably going to have to add sleeves to these arms, by the way. That is my assumption. But, you know, that's something we'll find out later on. All right, let's stuff it up a little bit more. Give them a little bit of guns. Trinity, thanks for joining the full screen one. And you crocheted someone from Genshin Impact? I have heard of that game, but I never played it either. It seems like you are a very good friend. Hello, Lotta. Welcome to the stream. One, two, like that. I'm trying to keep that this top row right there from being sewn over, just so that way I have something to work my crochet hook into when we make our collar. Which, I don't know how I'm going to do that, by the way. But you know how these streams work. We're going to figure it out together. You like the... Celia says that she likes the full screen one more. I agree with that, actually. I think it looks just a little bit cleaner, and you can kind of see everything a little bit better. I don't like the reason I don't like the horizontal, or like the portrait mode live stream rather, is because the chat covers up like half of the screen. So it's kind of like, why? Hey, that's pretty good for the arm. I'm gonna say that's pretty good for the arm. So I tried to like kind of shape the portrait mode live streams camera in a position where you could kind of see more of what's going on. But I do find that it just looks a little bit funny. So I'm still trying to figure out the right way to do that. I tried doing the, there's like a new built-in feature. Like when I say new, I mean like a couple weeks old, where you can use this full screen mode and it'll stream horizontal instead, but all it does is it just zooms in right here, you know? And it's like, oh man, well that cuts out everything. It'll look like I'm crocheting like this close to the screen, and it just doesn't look right. Like the face part's not in it, so I'm kind of like, I don't know if I like that mode as much. I find it's easier to just double cast it. I actually wanted to reach out to YouTube and ask them about that. Like, hey, is there a way to customize this and stuff like that? Sometimes they answer me. Not often, but sometimes. All right, let's get this other arm sewn on. So like that. Yeah. Okay. Thread the inside first. I have been plotting this week. Lots of plotting. I want to move my office. We have a garage that I've been essentially setting up to be our new studio and office, where I can make it much more like a studio. You know, with like, I want to have like a little on-air thing, and just so it's easier for us to do these, not just the live streams, but just like record my videos and be a little bit out of the way of the house and not have to have Jimbo screaming at me in the background, which I don't know if you hear that much, but that is my cat. He's not doing it right now, but normally he's quite the loud fella. And I think I do a pretty good job at trying to avoid it in my videos, but every now and then, especially in the tutorials, you'll hear meow in the background, and that is Jimbo screaming because he wants attention. That's literally all he wants. He just wants you to stop paying attention to whatever you're doing, start paying attention to him. And honestly, it's hard not to when he's in the room with you. Besides the screaming part, he's just fluffy and cute. Okay. Go up to this row. That. Nice. Okay, let's count our stitches here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. We are on count and everything. I love it when a plan comes together. I should make a tutorial on how to crochet a labradoodle. I should. There's a lot of things I want to crochet. I want to do tutorials for dogs and cats. Like customizable ones. I just have not had the time. There's too many goblins to crochet. I have also been working this week a lot on our on a new game that I've been working on, which just launched its playtest last week, by the way. Actually, actually 1 week ago today, I think, is when I launched the playtest. If you're interested in trying to test out my new game, it'll be coming out way later this year. I'm not going to talk too much about it, but I will say it's very, very cool. I launched it for the first 100 testers. That was just a random group of people that signed up for the website, on the website to become testers. I will eventually be opening it up to another 100 probably in a week, like next week. So that way it's like not too many at once, because I just can't handle getting that much feedback at once. It just, it can be overwhelming. So, but if you're interested, there should be a form somewhere, and that's where I'm pulling names from. And I'm going to be opening up to another 100, and then I'll open it up to anybody that's a Club Crochet member after that, probably. And anybody who's signed up. And then eventually it'll be open play test so that anybody can test it out. But it's very, very cool. I really like the game. My problem is explaining the game. That's my biggest issue right now that I'm trying to figure out. Okay, speaking of trying to figure this out, what is next? Collar or sleeves? I think it's a collar, right? Time for the collar? Yeah, let's go for it. Okay. So we used our glow-in-the-dark yarn for this. I don't know if that's ever going to be necessary, but this is glow-in-the-dark yarn, and it just looks nice. It's got like a nice shade and shape to it. So how am I going to do this? I think the best way, probably not even doing a slip knot, just pulling a loop, and then if I want it to be our bigger crochet hook, yeah, so we're going to pull this loop through here, and we'll throw that yarn over it like that, and chain 1, chain 2, and we want a really pointy collar, I think, right? So we're going to do one more chain, so chain 3, and then I'm going to slip stitch into the back loop of that first chain like this. Oh, my voice is so grumbly. And my idea here is this hopefully will create a nice little point at the end of our yarn there. And we do want this tail end over here so we can sew around it. And then, do we start in that stitch, or do we go directly to the next one? Let's go to the next one so it doesn't get too bunched up, and let's see how that goes. So I'm going into that next stitch. And I think we're going to start with, let's start with a double. My idea here is that I want the collar to start really big. And then end, and then get smaller as it goes around the outside, and then get bigger again. It's like that. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I think the point is maybe a little much, but I think it works. And maybe I should have pulled that loop through here, because it's going to go back into there anyhow. You know what? I am going to do that. That way the collar gets pulled over just slightly more. Let's try it again. Okay, so we're going to pull a loop through here. And now I am going to do a slip knot, just to keep things a little bit more simple. Yeah. Oh, wait. Sorry, I'm having a brain fart here. Because if I pull through there, how am I going to get the yarn out the top? No, I got to do it the way I was doing it. Okay, oopsies. So maybe I'll just use the tail end. Yeah, maybe I'll just use the tail end to kind of like hide that edge in. I don't know. I'd rather it come out through there. How would I do that though? Okay, whatever. We'll just do it the way I was going to do it. I think I need more coffee. Hey, Kathy. Hey, Morgana. Been a second. How are you guys? One, two. All right, back to. We're just gonna try this again. We're gonna chain 3. Let's do what we did before, and if we need to fix this later, we'll fix it. We'll do some fancy footwork to fix it, and then we're gonna do a double crochet into the first one. Unused front loops from whatever round that is. Probably like round 10 or something. Anyhow, we'll do a double. Should we just do one double, one half? So it like already, like it just gets really big in the start and then starts to shrink right away. Yeah, let's do that. So one double crochet in the first stitch, and then we're gonna do a half double in the next one. Right there. Try to keep that tail end in the position as I go. Nice. Pull that a little tighter. Yeah, it looks good. And then honestly, I think after that one I can just do single crochets, because we only really need the front of it, to the lapel, to be really big. 1, 2. Oops. Alright, let's pull that out real quick. Let's see what we're working with here. Hey, that looks pretty good. I don't think we're gonna need sleeves either. I might end up like sewing this down a little bit. But you see what I mean? Like I kind of wish it came out of right there instead. It feels like it's maybe a little too far away. Would you agree? And then we go all the way around, because if it came out right there, it would look a little bit better. How do I do that though? I think the only way to do that is to either do it the other way around, which might, but then it's just going to be the same problem over here, or to sew it on after the fact, which also actually would definitely work. I don't know. Morgana agrees, though, that it does need to be closer. Yeah, I do too. I think yeah, I think we need to do something there. All right, back it up, back it up, back it up, back it up, because my daddy taught me good, and I'm backing the hell out of there, and I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, my god. All right. How are we going to do this, team? Because on this side, it's going to be easy. I can just pull it through. I can just pull a loop through that hole. And then, like, just pull a bunch of yarn through. Like this. I could just go boom. Create a chain, a slip knot. Pull that slip knot through the hole like that. And then to get the rest of the yarn through here, because I'm going to have to pull it through that one, I would go, maybe I could just go into this one right here. Pull another loop through this. That, and then just get a whole bunch of yarn through this. Yeah, let's do it that way, whatever. Oh, you know what? I don't even need to do it that way. Hold on. So if we actually go like this, maybe I go pull through that, go through this. Yeah, go through the bottom of that part right there, and then I could just pull the knot straight through that. And then maybe we could just slip knot. Not slip knot, we'll pull this loop through. 1. So now the yarn's on the outside. 2, 3, Yeah, actually, I think this will work. Alright, I think we solved it. Come on. Get. I chained too tight. Whew. Chained way too tight there. Boom. There we go. Alright, now let's try it. Now we can work in these front loops, and we can work around this tail end as we go. Nice. Hey, look at that. Puzzle solving. Yes, that's much better. That's so much closer, and it already looks better. I can tell. Okay, good job. Thank you for the feedback, Morgana. Thank you for agreeing with me. I appreciate you. And you know me. I always appreciate someone shouting out their opinions in the chat. I know that doesn't sound normal for a live streamer to be like, yell at me. But really, sometimes I need just someone else to be like, no, you're right, dude. Like, you need to move that over. All right, let's see what we got here. Pull that a little tighter. Oh, wow. Yeah, look at that. That's way better. I like that so much more. Only one stitch over, and it already looks so much nicer. I don't even know if we need to do single crochets for the rest of this. I think we could just do slip stitches across the back. And we want it to be big, right? Maybe we could just do singles. Okay. Let's keep doing singles. All right. It's a little difficult to work into these stitches, but honestly, it's not that bad. Yeah, I think it's looking pretty good. I might need to pin this part down like that. It kind of pins itself down though. How is it getting the teeth to stay in place? So we just talked about that. They're actually safety eyes that I custom 3D printed. And so they're staying in place with a little locking mechanism in the back, a little safety eye locking mechanism. So yeah, they're custom made. You know what? We're just gonna pull this loop through here. This tail end rather. Or do we just keep going with it? Let's just keep working around it. So that way we have something to double knot to at the end. Nice. Looks pretty good. Yeah, like eyes. Exactly, Kristen. So anybody else in the path of that crazy ice storm that's on its way in America? Anybody in the chat that's like, yep, we're hunkering down. Get your crochet. And when half of our country can't go outside. It's crazy. He's gonna look so cool when we give him his beanie. Or not his beanie, his hair. He is absolutely giving Peter Griffin right now. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Totally, Cooper. Wow. Yeah, you're totally right. That's so funny. He won't be once we give him his chest hair and stuff, but right now you are so correct. He is absolutely giving Peter Griffin. That's so funny. Alright, I think we're gonna skip this next one. knit this one down here. That. Hopefully that'll keep things cleaner. This. All right. Well, tighter. Let's pull our loop out just for a second so we can take a look at our got working on here. Yeah, that's pretty good. I totally see the Peter Griffin vibes though. That's so funny. Trinity was thinking Shrek. Oh my god, that's so funny. Shrek and Peter Griffin. Hey Lois, hit the music. I got a boogie. Hey, that was not a bad Peter Griffin out. I don't even know how. I haven't seen Family Guy in what, 20, 50, probably closer to 20 years. Jeez Louise. All right, back at it. Oops. And all right, we're coming to the end of our lapel now. And I think we're doing, it should be like half double double and then the chain to close it in. So that's a chain, that's the double, half double. Okay, got it. We're doing fine. So now it's, I think we'll leave that tail end here now. And I think we're gonna do a double crochet right there. Oh, sorry, half double crochet right there. Okay, and then a double crochet in the next right here. I might need to undo this. Maybe not though. And then we want to do a mini picot just to make our point. And then I'm gonna chain, I think I might just chain one. No, we'll chain two. And then I think that's it. Cut, pull it into that next stitch. Right? Yeah, let's do it. So we're gonna cut the yarn. Pull that loop through. It's gonna look weirdish. But this end here is supposed to get pulled into there. That, and then I'll knot the two ends together. Okay, so pull this end into here, and this end into here. Nice. And then I'm gonna double knot these two ends together, but we're gonna try to do it like carefully. Peter Goblin. One and two. Nice. All right. What do we think? Now, a little bit of this is going to be covered up by chest hair, but honestly, I think it's pretty good. I like it. Little chest there. We got our one hand that we can bend up into a pointing position like that. Hey, you know what? This guy's coming together. Great. All right, cool. Next thing, I think our next thing we do is sewing our body clothes, like finishing up the body, right? Oh no, a belt. We want to add our belt. Okay, let's add our belt. So I've got this long end of black yarn here, and here's my plan. Because I want this belt to be a little bit more pronounced there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this end through the little tail end right here and then wrap all this around in the same way so that it just double thickens the black belt. That's the plan. Let's give it a shot. And then we'll add a... I agree, Trinity. I don't know if he needs sleeves either. I totally agree. And then I think we're gonna give him a belt buckle. We need a pretty solid belt buckle too, I think. So we're gonna pull this end through right there. Now the question is, we want to do this in the same way as it always is. So actually, I think we want it coming out the bottom of it, like right like that. Let's try that. And then we want to repeat what they're doing on all these ones. It's like this. Right? Let's see. Yeah, so that's just going to add... I mean, it's kind of hard to see because it's in black on the camera, but I think that this should add a pretty good, like, thicker belt, which will be useful later on. You know, I just feel like pronouncing as much as we can, you know, really making it clear what each of these different pieces are is just going to help us out in the long run for clarity. Sometimes crochet can have, at least my pieces can have a little bit of difficulty with clarity just because it's like tiny stitches, and if you don't know what stitches look like, it can be kind of hard to see, whoa, what's that supposed to be? So always trying to add a little bit of clarity in my piece. Hey, look at that. So there it is after. Kind of see how it's like a bit thicker, and then there it is before. So we're just adding like, kind of like doubling it up. It also adds like a three-dimensionality to it too. So you can kind of see it sticks it out a little bit more, which is kind of nice. Yeah. The other reason I'm trying to set up my new studio space in the garage is I want to start live stream gaming, and I don't have any space to do that right now, but I do have an idea on how to do that in the garage. So me and my dad are going to my dad's coming over tomorrow to help me start to plan out how this is going to look. I'm pretty excited about it. Also going up to San Francisco next week. Excited about that too. Going to meet up with our website developer, Jimmy. He's the guy that helps make Club Crochet a thing. So we're meeting up next week and talking about new projects and just hanging out It's been a second. Usually we do that like a couple of times a year. It's not, sometimes he comes down to me, sometimes I come up to him. But it's a fun time regardless, and we've got some big projects this year that we need to that we want to start working on. So I'm excited. Yeah, nice. A very debonair. Yes, very debonair, Michelle. Very. How are you, Michelle? Hope you're having a good day. Thanks for joining. I gotta keep this yarn out of our way. Ooh. It's coming undone. There we go. I don't know why, but I feel like my dad's really gonna like this one. He was a disco boy. I don't want to make a blanket anytime soon. I agree with that. Making a glow-in-the-dark rocket. That's pretty cool. Love that. Just for fun? Just for like, you know what, I want to make a glow-in-the-dark rocket. Why not? I was supposed to take photography yesterday for a bunch of rockets, but I didn't forget. I just got late. And I was like, I need something for live stream, so it's probably something I gotta do later today. Different project. I got a million projects in the oven right now that I'm like working on with a bunch of different people. This year is the year, I told Jimmy this year is the year of delegation. I got too many ideas that I can't do all by myself. So this is the year that I start working with other people to get some of my projects made because I can't do it myself. Hey, look at that belt. It's pretty good. Love it. Okay. Now I think we need gold. Do we use gold or do we use yellow? I don't know. What do you think? Gold or yellow for the belt buckle? Or should I do a button? I can do a button. I can do a gold button. Let's do a gold button. That makes a lot of sense. I think I have a smaller gold button actually too. I just found it last night. So let's see how that looks. We can add, actually, you know what? I think we should probably sew on that button after a round or two more of crocheting the pants. But let's look at the buttons options. So I just saw it yesterday. I was like, oh, I have all these buttons. Ah, here they are. So we could do like this one. It looks a little rusted. Kind of looks cool though. See, it looks a little bit rusted, but it would look pretty cool on his belt. So do I have one that's a little shinier? This one's a little bit shinier. Yeah. Yeah, we'll go with that. I like that idea. What weight of yarn is it? Okay, so worsted weight cotton yarn for our cool, I'm glad you guys agreed about the golden button idea. Worsted weight cotton yarn for the body here. This is our cotton yarn. This one's also worsted weight, but it's slightly thinner. That's our glow in the dark yarn. His shirt's actually glow in the dark, which is just kind of a fun little addition. The pants are, I think this is Aran weight yarn. This one's much thinner, but it's got this like gold, shiny gold in it, and I really liked it. Jules found it for me from her stash, and so we doubled it up so that it could be like closer to the same thickness as our regular yarn. Also, I figured because it's his pants and he's a disco man anyhow, he can have some tight pants, and it's not the end of the world. So let's crochet 1, 2. But the problem is this yarn is splitting really easy. It's less like it's splitting and more just like I'm grabbing one end of this yarn. So I have to crochet with it pretty carefully. You know what I mean? Spoony Stitcher! Oh, right back at you, dude. Right back at you. Stay safe out there. Stay warm. Thanks for checking in. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, dude, I was interviewed on Shannon's channel the other day, actually. 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, Spoony Stitcher is a long time fan. Looks like I missed a stitch here. So we're just gonna go through both of them. Come on. There we go. Ooh! Oh my gosh, pippity poppity. You want a big golden medallion necklace on top of a golden belt buckle? Maybe. That might be a little too much. I was thinking just like a golden like chain for a necklace. You know, like a little gold chain that we can make. 1, 2, 3. I think that's probably going to be like our last part of today's is going to be adding his necklace. Whatever works best with his chest hair. 1, 2, 3. Pair them together. And decrease right there. Pretty good. Okay. Nice. Oh, dude! Oh my gosh, Sammy. Hello, Sammy. Yarn Over Hook is here. Oh my gosh, I just texted you like late last night. Me and Sammy were supposed to meet up yesterday, but I think both of us forgot. Sammy is Yarn Over Hook Social. They also live stream crochet. You should check them out. They do a bunch of different kinds of live stream crocheting stuff multiple times a week. So go check them out. But we want to start collaborating. We actually live really close to each other. One, 2, and then I'll decrease down from here. Actually, I think, are you live streaming today? Oh my gosh, Sammy, check this out. This is what I did for the teeth. So the teeth are these 3D printed teeth that I made. So here, I'll show you. We were just talking about it. So I've been working on different designs for different 3D printed safety eyes. So they kind of are like this. This is like a normal one. This is like a horn, you know? And so it's just got that little end like a safety eye. So I 3D print these in white, and then they just go into the body, and then I lock them on the inside. So now he's got a cool horn on his chest. But the teeth, I did the same kind of thing, but instead of the end going down like this, it goes out the side of it like that, so it can sit, horizontally on the body. It was my first try using them for teeth. I've done it for horns before. I've done it for the horns, but this is my first time trying it for the teeth, and look at how they look perfect. I am so happy with them. So yeah, I'm thinking of actually putting the files online for people to 3D print their own, but I'm also thinking about 3D printing like a whole bunch of them to like maybe sell them for people that don't want to 3D print them themselves. That's my thoughts right now, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Time to stuff our guy up just a little bit. So we're just gonna add some regular stuffing and then all these extra threads to the top there. And then I have a whole bunch of this extra yarn. I do want to be a little careful with stuffing it too much with yarn because we're going to be adding our afro, by the way. This is what we're working on. It's going to be a disco goblin. So I've got to add an afro to the top, and I don't accidentally want to pull any threads through while I'm doing that. So I do want stuffing at the very top and then yarn in between. And then more stuffing at the bottom. What is this music? It's kind of like the perfect music for our little guy, though. I will say also, Michelle, I agree. I do think I should sell them because the you can't just use any 3D printer either. You need to use a resin 3D printer when you're printing things like this, because it, like a regular 3D printer has like a bunch of, it has a bunch of how do I explain this? So when you 3D print something, normally it prints downwards. Like imagine this is like the tip of the printer, and it and it like prints up and up and up and up and up and up and up, and it like is printing on itself, you know? Well, when it does that, it creates like layers. You know, it creates like it honestly, when it does it like that, it kind of is like crocheting, 3D printing. Ha ha ha. So it basically is like adding pieces, adding it onto its piece, which means that it's really clear to see the like rows of the 3D prints. And I will say it, like, obviously it works really well, but those rows can be weak. So it actually can be really easy to break your piece really easy. And it also like leaves these little tiny, like if you look really close at it, it'll have like these little lines in it. Which isn't really what you're looking for when you want something smooth like a tooth, you know? So the other way to 3D print, and I think there's other ways on top of this, but the way that my 3D printer works, which is not set up and I need to reset it up, is I'm using a resin 3D printer, which works very differently. It's, dude, truly, straight up, it feels like magic when you watch these things do 3D print, because instead of it printing straight down onto like the way that we just explained, instead what you got is you have basically like a little vat of goo. It's like this little like bowl of just goo, like liquid, and a panel goes and flattens down into the goo. And what it does is it raises up just like 1 millimeter above the ground, above like the flat bottom. And on the flat bottom is a bright light, or it's like a clear film, and then then like a bunch of lights on the bottom. And what it does is the panel will rise up just like a millimeter, and then the lights will light up in like exactly where you want them to be lit up, and it'll harden that goo that's between the panel and the bottom of the, I don't know, of the dish, which will harden just that little tiny section of goo, and it'll harden to that panel. And then what it'll do is it'll then lift up another millimeter, and it'll do it again, lift up another millimeter, and it'll do it again. And so what it does is it prints the 3D print completely upside down, and it pulls it up, like straight up, feels like it's coming out of thin air, just pulls straight up from the bottom, and it just like pulls the print out of the goo. So it looks like it's just like, it goes down into goo, and then it pulls out a fully 3D printed piece. And by printing it that way, resin printers have much more detail. They don't have those little lines as much. They do a little bit, but it's really like really subtle little lines. And it's definitely messier, like absolutely, because straight up you've got a vat of goo. It's just like a bunch of goo, so it gets gooey, and you get like goo plastic all over the place. But it stays in goo form until UV light hits it. So once UV light hits it, then it like hardens up, which is why that system works in general. No, I'm sorry, Nutty Giraffe. I sent the email about it. Today's live stream, I'm doing at a slightly different time, just so that I'm hoping I can finish up before the sun goes down, so I can spend a little bit of time outside today on my Saturday. But I'm sorry, if you want to make sure you don't miss our live stream start time, you really should hit the little bell icon, and then it'll notify you when we do videos. Or join our email list. You can join it by just creating an account on clubcrochet.com. I always send out an email how long before, chat? Like at least 3 to 4 hours before the live stream starts to say like, hey, there's a live stream today. It starts at this time. But yeah, sorry about that. Normally it is at 3. I think I might have even commented for you telling you it was at 3. Oh, I'm not allowed to say that word anymore. Heard. Understood. But it really is that. Check it out. Look up resin 3D printing and watch like a time lapse. Like look up resin 3D printing time lapse and you'll see the magic. You'll be like, whoa, that literally looks like magic. All right. I really should have stuffed it up with more threads. Let's just use some of this. Oh, you know what? Let's add our belt buckle too now. Right? Yeah. So we wanted that golden button, right? And what color do you think we should sew in between the golden button? Maybe like a red? We got red, black, white. I guess white would work too. Yeah, let's just do white. Let's just keep it simple. If you guys think I shouldn't be doing... Actually, we can do black. Black makes more sense because it's like on a black belt. Yeah. I will say, Nutty Giraffe, I did also, in today's email, gave a free pattern to anybody that read the email. Because I was like, hey, nobody's reading these emails, so here's a free pattern to anybody that read the email. So I did give a free pattern out to people that read the emails today. What else do I make with the resin printer? I haven't made a lot. I have made a series of 3D printed dinosaurs, which I don't know where they're at. And then I also want to start making like mechanical systems for my crochet. Basically, I want to make like puppets, like puppet, not mechanical, but like, you know what I mean, like a little, like something that can go into my 3D or into my crochet to make it like more of a puppet, or to make it so that I can make eyes move or ears move or something on the inside by just pulling a little lever, so that they're kind of like action figures. That's something I've really wanted to start doing. But you can really 3D print literally anything. You can make crochet hooks, you can make buttons, you can make the eyes, you can make, I mean, literally anything that you can think of. You can really 3D print it now. And there are so many files online for like free designs and stuff, so you don't really need to, yeah. You can make anything like that, right? Right? That's our golden button. I like it. I like that. When will that crab pattern be out? You know, it was something I was trying to find time to work on this week, because I really want to get it out before the end of the month, but it's just not going to happen. But I told you like 4 times, bruh, and I'm not just calling him bruh. His name is literally bruh in the chat. You should email me. I would love your feedback on the PDF before I record it. And I can send it. I'll send you the PDF early if you want to check it out and let me know what you think. All you need to do is email me, Louis@clubcrochet.com. But I am telling you, it is. I'm working on it. I really am working on it. Okay. Yeah, actually, Serena, we are planning on collaborating. Me and Spoonie are planning on collaborating this year in a few different ways. So, yes. It is the year of the collab in my... At least I'm trying to make it that. So I'm trying to look for more channels to kind of work with. Because I wanted to... Well, I really want to start working with some other amigurumi designers too. And stuff, but I'm just saying, dude, if you want those patterns early, I'm working on it, but if you want it early, just reach out to me. I'll send it to you. But yeah, anyhow, I don't know what I was talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Checks email. Hey, Gummies Gaming Gallery. Love the name. Look at that. Look at him. I think that's coming together pretty good. I think so. I do. Yeah, I don't know if we really do need sleeves. I mean, maybe just like one line to kind of create like so they can hide these stitches. That might be nice. What do you think? Let's ask. Let's ask the chat. Start a poll. Should we add little sleeves? Boom, yes or no? Just little ones. They're going to be really small if I add them. All right. Last round of crocheting. After this, it is all sewing together, and then we get to start the extreme process of adding hair. Okay. Nice. All right. Cut our yarn and pull it through. We need to stuff it up just a bit more. You know what? We'll stuff it with actual stuffing. Do I have my denser stuffing? I think I have some stuffing in here that's... Look what a specialty artist I am. I've got different like densities of stuffing here. This one's just a little bit like thicker. So hopefully this will help it hold its shape more. The other one I have is like really soft stuffing, which is actually really nice. I kind of want some more like shapeability with these little guys. Since we're essentially making more of like a my office is a mess and something just fell over. But it's fine. Everything's fine. Pretty good. I started organizing my crochet. Finally. Oh yeah, dude, we are totally adding hair. What? You're new to this, bruh? We're giving him a afro, dude. It's gonna be a disco goblin. Yes, no, we're adding... I'm sorry. That is just the case. He's getting an afro. Look at it. This is what we're making. You see it? What do you think? Because that's what we're making. He needs a giant afro. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to jump scare you. No, it's just the ghost in my room. Oh. Okay. I think we need even more. You know, he's a hungry fella and he likes his stuffing. There we go. Nice. That collar down. Yeah, baby. I think you could... Part of me thinks you could use even more stuffing, but maybe I should just call it there on the stuffing part. Look at that, though. Little legs. We will give him, like, little, just mini pants. Like, just to go over just an edge of this. But we need to sew them on first. Okay, let's sew it together there. How are we doing on time? It's 3. Okay. Well. Oh, I'm just teasing. We're just teasing you. Jimbo and Phoebe are doing a-okay. Jimbo the other day was throwing up. I don't know why. I think he's got a hairball and he just can't get it out. So I got him some hairball food. But Phoebe is doing great. We started doing this thing, me and Phoebe. Phoebe's my cat, by the way, if anybody is like, what the heck is he talking about? Phoebe is a little bit chunky. She's not that chunky, but everybody says, oh, Phoebe's looking chunky. And I'm like, whatever, dude. She's fine. Stop fat shaming my cat, but whatever. So I decided to do something about it because Jules has been saying it. I'm like, you know what? Fine. Then we need to work on that. If it's something we want to change, we got to work on it. So we're doing this. We've been doing this thing, or we've been playing a lot more. But when we do dinner, I take her dinner dish and I run to the other room, and then she follows me, and then I run to the other room. We do laps back and forth so that she actually gets some exercise. I think this is the music from a Where Sonic game. That's funny. No, we need name suggestions, though. What's this? This is, thank you for asking. This is our donation. So if you support the channel during our live stream with a super chat, I put a little crochet on screen on the light box. So that's what this is. It's a little tiny goblin for Tina. So if anybody else super chats, we replace it with a new one. Look at how cute he is. He's right there. Okay. Legs. It is time. Now, how do we want the legs? I think we just want them standing up. That's pretty much it. So we want them like that and like that. Maybe a little bit of like a stance. So he's kind of like, pah! You know? So like one right there maybe. Actually, I do like that. Like one right there. And then the other one. Here, I'll go ahead and do something like this. So one's like that. And then the other one like this. So he's kind of got a little bit of a solid dancing stance. Right? And then that way we can like morph his hands into the positions we want. So we want one hand down here. One hand up like that. and then afro. Cool. All right, so this one we want right there. Gonna take that middle, and we're gonna need more stuffing. Just like that. I think we're gonna try to keep it relatively simple in the sewing the leg part on. Okay. Music is chill. You said this was from where Sonic? Like where Sonic turns into a werewolf? Oh, I'm sorry, I got jump scared by an ad. Gummies. My bad. I turned it on ultra low. So I tried to at least. So they asked me like, hey, do you want to put on ads? You know? And I'm like, I guess so. And then they say, okay, what level do you want it to be at? And I always choose like light. Very light. I don't want jump scares. But I feel like light, I can't imagine how much not light is, because light feels like they're already given a lot of ads, you know what I mean? So I think I might change it. I don't know. It kind of depends on the support. Like the more support that we get, the less reliant we are on things like ads, to be completely honest. All right. Pretty good. So if you like what's going on here and you want to keep supporting it and you want us to not run ads, then you should become a Club Crochet member or subscribe and hit the little bell icon so you don't miss these live streams. Wow. You think he should be named Mr. Grumpy? I don't know, man. I don't know if he's really giving grumpy vibes to me. I was hoping he was like happy. I'm thinking more like what is John Travolta's name in that movie, that disco movie, which I can't even think of the name of that movie either. Hold on. Gosh, I know the name of that movie. What is it? It's called, oh my gosh. Someone help me. Saturday Night Fever? Is that what it's called? Something like that? His name is Tony? Just Tony in general is actually a pretty good goblin name. Alright, so we got some stuffing in those feet. Get them feet stuffed up. Yeah, I was right. Saturday Night Fever. Thank you, Michelle. So, I mean, that's totally like the inspiration, I think. Just, it's not really the inspiration. It also kind of looks like, what was the dad's name from that 70s show? Not the main dad, not Red, but like the neighbor's dad. 1, 2. We're kind of behind on the stitches here, so we're gonna skip a few up here. Yeah, what was that? I haven't seen Saturday Night Live, or not Saturday Night Live, that 70s show in so long, but the afro that I'm going for is totally that guy's vibe. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. We're gonna go up to here. You know, that 70s show. Is it not called That 70s Show? Oh my gosh, what a good name, Celia. I love that. Crinkle Twirltooth. What is his name? Hold on, I'm looking up this guy's name. Name like Frank? Man, I can't even find a picture of him. Ah! Bob. His name is Bob. Bob Pincioletti? Something like that. So we got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we'll go like that. It's what was her name? I think it was Donna's. Yeah, Donna's dad in that show is who I'm thinking. You know, you'd think I'd know that you were teasing me. You'd think at this point I'd be like, oh, Cooper is being a tease. I should have known. Should have known. Oh my gosh, I have been listening to so much of Welcome to Night Vale. Anybody in the chat watch Welcome to Night Vale? Because I've been like, I can't stop watching it. I'm like, or not watching it, listening to it. I'm obsessed. I'm 50 episodes in and I've only been listening for like a week and a half. I just love it. I think it is just so cool. Is there a name for people that really like Welcome to Night Vale? I wonder. Okay, so this one ended up getting sewn back a little further than I wanted, so I think we're going to sew this one up a little closer than we were thinking too, like that. So this one's like a little bit closer up, that one's a little further back, so we've kind of got that stance. 1, 2, or we could do this one back too, like that. And then he's just straight up standing up. I don't know. Welcome to Night Vale. It's a podcast. And it's basically like, it's a podcast, but it's supposed to pretend that it's like a radio show from a little town in like the middle of a desert. And it's kind of like, it's got like Twin Peaks vibes. Or like, maybe like X-Files vibes, something like that. But it's not serious. It's like silly, kind of. Yeah, I think that's... Honestly, actually, I think that was a pretty good explanation. Anybody in the chat have a better way to explain Welcome to Night Vale? I do suggest, honestly, you check it out. It's very... I really, really like it. See, so I want it to be like that, kind of. Yeah. So we're going to go right there with this one. Let's see, what else have I been up to? Watching Fallout. That show's really good. Never played the game though. Not really. I don't really like those kind of video games that are like open world-ish. It's not really open world. Well, actually, it is open world. I just find that they have like, when I have that many things I can do, I have like choice paralysis. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, ooh, I could do that, but I kind of want to do this, but I kind of want to do that. And then I'll get distracted on my way over. You made the Baby Yoda! Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I made a little itty bitty one the other day. Let me show you. I don't know where I put him. Huh. I don't know. I can't find where it is. But I made like a real, like that big of one. And it's very cute. All right. Let's get back to sewing on these legs here. Get some gams sewn on there. Hey, we got more people watching in the portrait mode chat stream right now. Hello, hello, oh, Kaylin's over there now. Hello, Harper Noodle. Disco Dante. Ooh, the names are getting good. Okay, we're getting we're getting some good ideas on names now. Disco Dante. All right. Once this leg is sewn on, it's all fun after that. It's hair, I think, right? Hair next, then eyebrows, then chest hair, then a gold medallion, and then maybe sewing the arms and legs into the positions that we want. You know, if we want him to have like a disco finger thingy, you know, so he's like doing that. That's what comes after this. I don't think I like it like there. I think we want to go out to like hold on. I'm just trying to shape this into the right place so we start sewing it on the right stitches. I think we want to start like here. Out to there. Yeah. Yeah. I know it doesn't look centered where the feet are going to go. Like one foot's going to be a little further ahead than the other foot. I'm kind of thinking that's better for disco. Better for disco, you know? So he's like kind of like stepping forward a little bit. Because I want him like... You can't really see me doing that. Here. I want him like these. So he's like stepped forward. And he's like... Pah. So he's like... Bah, bah. You know what I mean? Where he's like doing this thing. Or maybe we can make him, maybe we sew him in so he's more like, maybe we sew him in so he's giving a peace sign. That's less, I mean, that does look really cute though. It does kind of look cute. But that's kind of, I mean, unless we want to do like peace like that. No, I think one finger. Yeah, there's kind of like two streams going on at once. Yeah, Timothy, thank you for asking. Actually, oh my god, Timothy, seriously, thanks for asking. I really, really appreciate that question. So Timothy in the chat, in the portrait mode chat right now, just said, would I be considering selling individual yarn cakes on the website? I need more light green. It is a very good light green. I totally agree. Yes, absolutely. And I actually wanted to take pictures this weekend before I went up to San Francisco, because that's what me and Jimmy want to do next week. So I'm going to San Francisco next week for a to meet up with our web developer and my friend Jimmy, and so we can start discussing like next projects for the website and stuff. And one of the things that we wanted to do over that weekend was get it set up so that people can purchase individual yarn. So we don't have a lot of inventory, unfortunately, but we have enough where I can start selling some, and then we'll see how it goes. And then like with that, with any money that we make from people buying that, I can order more yarn. Because yeah, it just takes a while for me to get it, but I have an idea. So I've got like a bunch of thoughts right now about how to start selling yarn. I've been so afraid of like just selling the yarn outright, because it's just like it's not the cheapest thing. So I don't want to like be like, hey, you know, this yarn is so expensive, but it's just not the cheapest. I mean, it's not that expensive, to be honest, but it's more expensive than like some other yarns. So I've been kind of like avoiding that and trying to do, well, maybe if I do it in like a package of 4 instead, it's more like, it makes more sense to like, so that way I can charge a little less, because it's just the shipping. It's shipping cost. It's so expensive right now. It's crazy. And so someone ordering like a single ball of yarn it's going to cost like more than the ball of yarn to ship it to you. And I just don't want to put people into that situation. I almost forgot to stuff this leg up. That would have been bad. Anyhow, long story short, yes. The answer is yes, and I'm working on it for you. Yeah, can I put the drawing in the corner so people can see what we're making? Absolutely. That's a great idea. There. Can you see it there in the corner? Here, how about I do it in that corner like that? Is that, like, visible? Let's see. Do I have something heavy that I can put on the corner of it? Yeah. Like that. How's that? There. Because then it's on both mobile and desktop, too. So you can kind of see what we're working on. Good thinking, Coop. We appreciate you. All right. Nice. We get the yarn from a company called Howlet. They're a company that we work with that covers all of our fulfillment stuff. I actually have tried a bagillion different companies to try to get the right yarn. And pretty much no one wants to answer me. Or if they do want to answer, they don't want to work with us because I don't want to buy $1 million worth of yarn. It's actually really hard to get yarn made as a small business owner. It's either like you make it yourself and dye it and everything, or you buy a whole lot of it. And that's like, I can't do that. But luckily, Howlet, the company we work with, they specifically make craft kits. So they specifically help with craft kits. We found them originally when we were making, I was working on a pop-out version of Stitched. Uh-oh, I got a problem here with the feet. He does not want to stand up straight, so he is going to have, unfortunately, he's going to need a kickstand, which honestly I kind of expected it to need a kickstand anyhow. But anyhow, they do craft kits, and so they helped us develop our first craft kit for the dinosaurs, and then ever since then it's been like, that's who we work with for yarns. I've tried to find some other yarns. I kind of want to start working with small hand-dyed yarn makers. But again, like it's just hard because I don't want to buy. I only need a certain amount. Help! I'm under attack by the sneezes. Okay, so yes, we got a little. He's got a little kickstand now too, but he does stand up with the kickstand. All right, but we got all of our legs and arms sewn on. I think we're gonna add probably pant legs and probably sleeves. I don't know if you guys voted yes on the sleeves or not. Let me check that actually. Yes, okay, it looks like we are making sleeves. I'll leave that vote going for a second longer though. But I think our next step, actually, I think we're on to hair. And let's do the sleeves just to get them over with. Yeah, I think let's do the sleeves just to get it over with, and then we'll move on to the main event. So we're gonna make really small sleeves. It was barely, honestly, we barely voted yes on sleeves, so we're really gonna keep these almost like insignificant. But I do think it's important to just kind of help hide our stitches too. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go into the back near the arm. We're gonna come out through near the bottom of the arm right there, and then all I'm gonna do here is we're just gonna basically go around like that, maybe a couple times, you know, try to push it all the way to the edge there. Three times. Yeah, like that. See, so he's just got like the littlest sleeves. They almost look like they've been bunched up on his arm. And my hope is that they don't come undone at all. That's my only worry. But that's it. Just kind of like rolled up sleeves. Push it into the edge there. Keep that down. There. Really, really simple. That's all I'm thinking about for sleeves. You know? So he's got them rolled up a little bit. That's all. So it's not too complicated. And then we'll do the same thing with pants, and we'll do the same thing with the other sleeve. Just enough to keep it kind of looking more like he's wearing a shirt rather than his arms are sewn onto his shirt, you know? That's all. We're gonna hope that that does never come undone. I don't think it'll come undone, but I don't want it to like kind of unravel at all. That's my only worry. Oh yeah, absolutely, Patricia. Like this? Like his actual picture back here? Because that's the plan. To have him like standing in a disco pose. I totally agree. All right, next arm. What did I use for the teeth? Oh, you did miss it. We've talked about it a few times. They're actually they're 3D printed teeth that I made. So I personally 3D printed them. It's like a kind of a new thing that I'm trying out, so that I can make different kinds of teeth and horns and antlers and stuff like that. I'm actually thinking about putting the files on the internet so that people can print their own teeth or eyes or whatever you want to make. And then I was also considering selling it. I mean, so many people are asking about it that it really feels like I have to start selling them. I'm thinking like little packets of, I don't know, maybe 10? Maybe a variety pack? I don't know. I gotta think it through. Cool. So that's it for the sleeves. Love it. Double knot and hide the ends. And I suppose we probably should do the same for the pants before we start the hair. Oh, it's getting so late though. Yeah, okay. Because I'm just afraid if I don't do that pant thing, I'm gonna finish the hair and I'm gonna be like, I'm done, I don't want to do the pants. So let's just do the pants now so I don't get to that point later. And we're just gonna basically do the exact same thing we just did, but with brown. Actually, maybe I can do both pants at the same time. Let's find out. There we go. Go 1. Go 2. We have to do more than 3. I'm going to double attach these down so they don't come undone. Gravity will be against us when it comes to these pants. So it's probably for the best that we just make sure that they stay up high on the... Yeah. So we'll just go around this edge too. And are we going to do both at the same time? Yes, we are. Save us some time. Oops. Like that. Nice. Okay, yeah. That's good for the pants. All right, let's do this side. So we go 1, 2. I think I did 3. And let's do 4. I really want to make sure that is covering up the edge there. I think that looks good, actually. Yeah. All right. Into the top there. And then we're going to connect together up here just so that we make sure the pants stay up. Would hate to ruin the illusion. Okay. All right. Do I have a green? Hold on, I think I have a green needle that'll look better. Actually, you know what? We'll just use this. Here's his kickstand. That'll help him stand up a little bit. All right. Sleeves are coming down. Nice. Okay, so there's our pants. There's our sleeves. Next up, we're gonna do hair. It is time. Finally time. We are going to make a heck of a mess doing this, though. All right. So here's the plan. Afro. Boy's going to have a... Wow. Honestly, like, if I just sewed on the ball of yarn like that, it's not bad. But we're going to do an afro here. And I think what we're going to do for it, to keep things easy... One sec. What is this? Does this say something? No. Random. Okay, to keep things easy, I think instead of, because I was gonna do a giant, like a big pom-pom and then just sew the pom-pom to the head. Which honestly, that still might not be a bad idea. I just don't know where my pom-pom maker is. And it would have to be one heck of a pom-pom. So I think instead of doing that, what we're going to do is I'm just going to start pulling yarn through, and we're just going to make like basically a mohawk shape. And then we're going to do another one right here, and then another one right here. And then we're just going to frill it out, and maybe do like one across the back right here. And by frilling it all out, it should afro pretty well. And then I can add just like extra strands over the ears. And then we'll do chest hair, and then we'll add a little golden chain and shape his fingers, and we'll be done. Yeah, that's what I mean. A pom-pom does make sense. It's just like, I'm afraid it'll look like just like a bun on top of his head, and I don't really want that, you know? So here, we're gonna try this smaller needle here, and we're just gonna go in through one stitch here, out through the next right there, and we're gonna leave it relatively long for starters, and then we're gonna get it. We can always cut shorter. And then we double up like that. Pull that through the little. And then we cut this like that. Pull it through. And then there we go. We have our first of our hair. So see what I mean? Like if I cut this shorter and then we frill it out, we just cover all of that. It should stand up on its own. I might need to get like some kind of hairspray, but this is what it looks like when it's brushed out. So you kind of see, imagine that like just a dense fur of that. I think it'll look good. I think this is gonna work. That's the plan. He's gonna look really funny until then though. Until we have all the hair on. He's just gonna look like he needs a haircut.
I'm having a difficult time here. All right. Looking so cool. Let's keep it going. And honestly, I'd rather go heavy on the hair than too light, so we're probably going to have a lot of hair. And we can always trim it down. But you know, the denser the afro, the better, in my opinion. I used to have an afro. When I was in high school, my freshman year of high school, I had really long curly hair. And I would brush it out. And I'd have this big, just like this big a hair. It was so cool. Honestly, I miss that. Ooh, Mod Podge. That would be kind of clever. You mean for the hair? Or do you mean just for, like, in general? Would Mod Podge work for the hair? I have some Mod Podge. I can't imagine that would work for hair, though. I feel like it would just get sticky. You know, and then we'll do like another row like this. I think I'll kind of like go around in a circle here. Brush this out. Each piece individually, cut it about, probably like about that length. That'll be the last part, is we're gonna really trim it down. But I think this is gonna look good. So I'm just gonna kind of like follow the hairline that I want. Kind of giving it's starting to give Fabio vibes. I do like this fuzzy yarn. It's just kind of like sheds everywhere. But it is kind of nice. I'm just hoping the glittery part of this hair holds true, because I combed out it on the work that I made yesterday, and it just didn't keep the shiny parts of it. Like, the shiny parts kind of went away. But that was, I mean, it wasn't a big deal because it was still like fuzzy and exactly kind of what I wanted, but yeah, see that hairline's coming together there? Just imagine how fuzzy and beautiful his hair is going to be. I'd look so good with an afro. Cooper, you're very sweet. I did not look good with an afro, and I can admit that. I'm comfortable telling you that. I look like a kid that did not know what he wanted for his hair. But I do miss it. I miss longer hair, kind of. It's just when you have curly hair, there's this point that you don't want to get to, where your hair just starts looking really bad, and it's really hard to push past that point. I'm so nervous on cutting this. I don't even know how I'm gonna do it. How are we doing on yarn, by the way? Ooh, I shouldn't risk doing this too much. I think we're gonna style it. I think we're gonna brush it out so that it's really fuzzy, and then I'd like to cut it into the afro shape. So I do think we need to go down a little further in the back so that it can get. I kind of want it to poke out from behind the ears too. So I think we need to go like this. Here, I'll show you. I think we're basically going to do this with the hairline. From the back of this ear to the back of that ear, just all the way across all those strands there. You know, and then another strand that comes up this way, and then probably some more that go down this way, and then maybe a couple in the center here to fill in the blank spaces. And then obviously chest hair. But you shouldn't be, like, we're going to leave a bald patch right here, a bald patch right here. And I'm hoping that you won't see that even. But we're going to find out. We're going to find out one way or another. Just keep going though. I need to be a little bit more conservative with our yarn because this is all of this fuzzy yarn that I have. And I don't know. I'll never be able to get this exact yarn again, so this is pretty much the only afro opportunity we're gonna have here. I'll go down one more. I also want to add a little bit on the front of the ears too, so it kind of looks like the ears are poking out of the hair. I don't know, we're gonna see. It's already looking crazy. All right, now across from one side to the other. I think we'll start going across this way and then we'll go back across the back way. Gotta kind of pin the yarn down with my body so that it doesn't fall to the ground. So if I'm out of camera, that's why, because I'm like using my body to hold the yarn. Here, I'll just go over my shoulder so it doesn't get undone. What'd you do on Saturday? Oh, I gave a goblin an afro. What'd you do? You solved world peace. What do you mean you solved it? Well, we don't have any peace anymore. No more world peace. I solved it. That's me having a conversation with I don't know. I don't know. There's this song I really like by a band called The Books, and I can't remember what the song's title is, but in it, he made the song by using audio clips from a tape recorder that his brother had. That his brother would just like keep notes on a tape recorder. Honestly, though, Dang, I actually, part of me kind of doesn't want to afro it now, and instead just wants him to have this beautiful, long, luxurious hair. Like, look at how cool it's looking. He's starting to look like a freaking predator. All right, not like a, you know, like the predator. Okay. I think we should start on this side now. Let's start working our way across. We'll have enough yarn. I believe it. What was I saying? I don't remember what I was talking about. A pompadour. What's a pompadour? Look at all the fur. Can you see all the like fur that's shedding on the light box ground? I don't know if it's coming through the camera. But like there's so much fur right here. Perfect. Is this Christmas music? I don't know. This one's a little long. We'll give that one a cut before we even get to that part. It's gonna be a wild amount of hair. Kind of cool also, actually. We should make a goblin that looks like this one day. What? Who, me? I don't even care what you're talking about, Mom. Oh! You don't even understand me, Mom. It's not... Wait, what did she say? It's not a... It's not a phase. It's not a fad, Mom. Gosh. Back at it. So we're going down to like there. Yeah, I guess that is kind of the bottom. So we kind of just go in the middle here. Alright. Take his kickstand out for a second. He's like that one Muppet, yeah. What's his name? I can't remember what that Muppet's name is. I do definitely think we should make an emo goblin next time. Hey Louie, welcome to the chat. We got another Louie in the chat. A Rasta goblin. Love that too. Always love a Rasta goblin. See, so he's got all this bald here, so I'm probably going to fill in this part. Because, I mean, once it's all poofy, I don't think it'll be a problem, but, I mean, it's going to take us a while to brush this all out. We're going to brush it all out, and then we're going to cut it down into an afro shape. I do want to do just a little bit of fur here on the ears, over the ears, and then chest hair. He looks crazy. He looks like Lobo right now. He looks like what's that one guy? The guy that played Aquaman. He's starting to give that vibe. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Jason Momoa? Maybe that's his name. I think that might be his name. Not very good with names, I'll be honest. Yeah. I think this is maybe the most amount of hair I've ever added to a character, by the way. It's definitely the biggest mess I've ever made when adding hair. I kind of like that he's got a bald spot, though. Maybe I shouldn't cover it. What do you think? Do you think we shouldn't cover his bald spot? I wonder if we can brush it out to like hide the bald spot with the yarn. Oh my gosh, that'd be kind of funny. Just we know he's got a bald spot, but he hides it well. All right, last bit to finish off this circle of hair. I might even need to like use clippers or something to kind of cut this hair back. I don't know if I have any clippers though. Oh my gosh, look at that bald spot. Beautiful bald spot. All right. Do we close it in this way or do we go this way? Maybe a little bit of both. Here's what we got so far, by the way. Let's get all this in. Keep it up right like that. So it'll be like this. We're gonna brush all that out. Really brush it out, and then we're gonna just cut it into the shape of that afro like that, you know, and then hopefully some will come across the back of the ear. We do need to add a little bit here, a little bit there, and then cover in the bald spot just in case someone sees the back of them. John Trollvolta, that's a good name, Timothy. I like that. Yeah, I think let's close it in a little bit, and we'll just fill in a little bit here, a little bit there, and then across the side. Yeah. So we won't give him a full bald spot. Because I'm afraid it won't cover up, you know? And it's also kind of like we already started it. Okay, let's do a couple right here. I like that for a last name. Trollvolta is a really good last name. I feel like we can get a better first name though, that isn't so directly related to the the inspiration. One of us is crocheting. We are making a disco goblin right now. Welcome to the chat. Ooh. We're making a disco goblin and working on the afro one piece at a time. And it has been a process though. I'm glad we saved this live stream for a different day, because can you imagine us doing this all in that one day? We did it like 4 hours. It would have been like an 8-hour live stream. That would have been crazy. We're just trying to fill in a little bit. I don't need to fill in too much, but just enough so that there's not some blaring, the obvious bald spots on the back. Try this again. I'm glad we're doing this with the crochet hook though, because doing this with a needle would have been so annoying. Haha, literally. Just so you get it. It's pretty good. Okay. And maybe some right here. We're just gonna have this extra fluff, by the way, after I cut this. I'm just going to save it for stuffing. Nice. Every day we get closer to the elusive 24-hour live stream. Oh my gosh. Maybe when I start doing it on Twitch at the same time, I'll do a, what do they call them? Marathons? Like a stream marathon? That's crazy though. Or like we'll do like a fundraiser or something. Alright, this one should be good. And then maybe we'll do 2 pieces right there on the back. And then we'll do ears. And then we'll do the scary part. Cutting it. Because you can't undo that. That's why it's scary. Okay, so let's do one here, one here. Alright, we're making it work. I think this will be like the last one on the back. Okay. Wow. Beautiful. What a mane. Alright. You know what, dude? That's gonna look great. I don't even know if we need to close in any more on the back. You know what? Right here. I think we could. 2 more. Let's do 2 more in the back. There's a couple spots that are bugging me. But I'm excited. I'm getting like really excited about this. I can feel myself going like, oh my gosh, dude, this is gonna look cool. Nice. Beautiful. Over here, I think you can use one more right there. Okay. Ah. Nice. Okay. Alright, I think that's all the hair we need for the... We're definitely going to have to do all this hair part, like where we're combing it and stuff, upside down. Because right side up is chaos. Alright, so I just want like some right here, so it just goes down over the ears just a little bit. Jive. Jive is a good name for the first name. I like that name. Jive Troll Volta. Wait, we want the hair going upwards a little bit, so we want to angle it this way. Got messy. There we go. I think one more down the ear right here. I mean, I kind of wanted to go down even more so he's got sideburns. Actually, maybe we'll do that. Yeah, maybe we will do that, actually. Maybe we'll do that afterwards, though. Maybe we'll turn it into afro, then we'll add his sideburns in. Because we also wanted to add eyebrows. I don't know if that'll happen anymore. Maybe, though. There we go. Okay, so now we've got some just over the ears. Which we'll probably trim that stuff a little bit shorter, and then just a couple right here on this side. Just doing the same thing. How did I do it again? Did I go up it? Yeah. So like this. Okay, one more. Right here. Would it be crazy to use hairspray on this guy? I don't know. I've never used hairspray on Crochet before. But it might be a good idea to keep the hair in the position we want it to be. All right. Yeah, I'm thinking we'll add sideburns on after this. But look at that. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Yikes. Okay, do we brush it first? Brush it? Yeah, I think, or cut it into the position, then brush it, then maybe give it a trim. I don't know. I think we cut it first, then brush it, then trim it. Just because I think it's going to be hard as heck to really brush this out, like at the current rate. So, ooh, I'm so nervous. Here we go. I'm really nervous. Okay, because we want it to be in a afro shape, right? So we need to cut it like, how long do we want the top of it? It will get really long though, I will say. Like, once we brush it, it'll get even longer than it is right now. So maybe we just like shape it into its position like this. We're probably gonna have to cut it twice. Let's get our better scissors for this. So like we could go cut that around, brush it, cut it. Oh my god, I'm so nervous. Jazzy thinks we should brush it first. I don't know. I don't know. I do not know if that's a good idea or not. Oh, I'm looking at the chat, looking for someone to tell me the right thing to do, but I just don't know. Okay. Let's, yeah, we're gonna cut it first. Let's just do it. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Ah! How long do we want it? Not that long? Should have layered it more. Looks like freaking Lieutenant Volt from Pokemon. Alright. Now to brush it out. Do we use a cat brush for this, or do we just do it individually? Let me go get my cat brush. Zoe would know what to do. Where are you, Zoe? I agree with that, Coop. I'll be right back. I'm just going to get the cat brush to make it easier for us. Okay, hopefully this works. Let's find out. Oh yeah, it's working. Oh, it's definitely working. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It is so working. Trying to like get it a little knotted. Ah! It's working. Try to get them all. Oh my gosh, this is so scary. Oh Lord, oh my, it's so fuzzy. Oh my gosh, that looks so good though. Oh my gosh. Okay. Now can we trim this well? Because we need to trim. It needs to be trimmed for sure. Into more of our shape that we were looking for. That totally worked. Oh my god, I can't believe that worked so well. Okay. So. Oh my gosh, that's so crazy. I wish you could feel it. It feels just like hair. Hold on, this yarn is bugging me. There's one strand right here that didn't really fuzzify. Okay. All right, let's trim it down to more of an afro shape, because there's some strands that are longer than others now, and it's just looking funky. All right, let's give him a haircut. Ready? We'll hold them upside down to keep everything a little easier to manage. I think it needs to be tighter. You know, like tighter around the ears and up a little bit more. Oh my gosh. This is looking great. Okay. I think that's pretty good, honestly. I think he desperately needs sideburns and he needs eyebrows. I think that'll really help a lot. But I think it is looking great. Okay. Let's do that though. Let's give him some sideburns first, because I think sideburns are gonna really sell it. It's so much of this extra yarn for stuffing at a later time too. Okay, sideburns. Whew. One end at a time here. It just needs a little shaping to the salon. Yeah, so I'm thinking like this. And we cut these nice and short. That. Yeah. I'm gonna trim it a little bit more, I think. We're gonna brush it out a little bit more too. Honestly, it's pretty great though. I do think the sideburns help actually though. I just realized we need to change the music. We need disco music. Hold on, I'll change it. Oh my gosh. It's incredible. The sideburns were great. Great addition. I really think those helped a lot, actually. Okay. I do think we need a little bit more shaping in the top because it's a little long. So I think we can cut down a little bit on the top. Let's do it. I need like an actual haircut stylist to help me out. I should take this to a salon. Be like, excuse me, can you afro this guy a little bit better? Trying to tighten it in a little bit. Push it down. This end, I think that needs to be just a little bit shorter right there. Like this. All right, chest hair, eyebrows, golden necklace. But other than that, I think that fro looks pretty stupendous. What do we think, team? How do we feel about that fro?
Personally, I am super vibing with it. I love it.
Yeah, let's give him some. Let's give him some chest hair. All right. That's so silly, though. This is ridiculous. We need like barely any chest hair. This stuff is like uncontrollable. We just need like one strand of this to give him chest hair. Honestly. Like this. Let's see. We can always remove this though. That though. And then I think all we need to do is just cut it nice and close. That. Maybe we do need one more right here. Yeah, we'll do one more strand. Does he need like a beard or anything? Probably not, right? Or you like the singular one? You don't think we need more? You don't think we need one more right here? I just feel like he's naked on this side. Let's try it. We can remove it. Mustache. He doesn't really have much room for a mustache is my only problem with the mustache idea. You know, like, his nose is so close to his mouth. Nah, I think we're going to say no on the mustache. But I think eyebrows would be fun. Let's try eyebrows. Because I think eyebrows might, like, give it a little bit more of, like, a... Oh my gosh, the chest hair is so funny, though. Okay, continue. Continue, we should get a goatee? Oh, maybe. So this is what eyebrows will look like. Something like that. Yeah, we're gonna give eyebrows. The chest hair is kind of starting to look like a goatee, but is it a problem? I don't know yet. We'll just go from right here. Let's see how these eyebrows look. Like this. Let's go to there. And I won't knot these down just yet until we're sure we like them. There's one eyebrow. I kind of like it. Looking a little bit more friendly with the eyebrows. Okay. What do we think about the eyebrows? I feel like this eyebrow is looking a little evil. I think we want it to go a little higher up. Like, instead of there, like right there. Nice. All right. Yeah, I like the eyebrows. I think they're good, right? Yeah, I think the eyebrows are good. I think we need just, honestly, dudes, I think we just need a golden necklace and we'll be set. I don't think he needs anything else. Oh, wait. I forgot. We do need to form his arms into, or his hands into his, like, piece positioning. And obviously we'll fix all the hair and stuff at last because everything's going to get moved around as I'm just throwing them around. We need a good name for this guy. Yes to the eyebrows. Yes to the eyebrows. Okay. Fingers into the positions we want, and then gold necklace. So finger like this, you know, so he's got one finger out, same as over here. We got one finger down, and then one hand will be up and one hand will be down like that. Yeah. All right, give us the green yarn. I don't know where my green yarn is. I think I put it away because we were done with it. Ah. Oh wait, that's right. We want to change the music too. I can't believe we have less people watching than we did in the beginning. That's crazy to me. Disco. Let's try this. Oh yeah. Way better. All right. In from this side. Come out through a thumb. Hopefully this works and doesn't just totally mess our hands up. I am a little worried about that. Go through those fingers. Oh no, this is gonna work. Back in. Okay, so watch this. Right, we pull these in. It should. Yeah, baby. Nice. Look at that. Now he's got like kind of a... Right? If we can keep his finger up like that. Hey. That looks right. I think it looks right. Okay, cool. Double knot these. 1 and 2. You can always remove that if we absolutely don't want the fingers like this, by the way. Well, thanks for sticking around. I appreciate it. If anybody has been watching the whole time, give us a shout out in the chat. You're a real one. Boom. And then if we can get this one down like that, we want it angled down more. That's why we added the pipe cleaners. And then we want it to be also in the little 1 position. Then he'll be perfectly disco-y. Last part. Oh, and then gold chain. Can't forget the gold chain. Oh, we need to name our goblin too. Let me do this finger thing and then I'll choose name suggestions. This finger. Man, I should have had this music on the whole time. All right. Ready?
See if this will work as well as it did on the first one. Yoink, wait, yoink, in, like that.
Nice. Yes. Yes, dude, yes. Okay. All right, before I add our golden necklace and anything else that anybody in the chat thinks we need, let's get a name vote going. Let's fix his hair a little bit too. Gosh, that hair is so good. I don't like this single strand though. Gotta keep that fro tight, dude. Sorry if that was really loud. All right. Just so I can be at a better height for the... No. We need to let them sit up like this, so you guys can really see the glory
as we figure out a name suggestion. Okay. Name suggestions. Let's go with let's go to the chat. Let's see. All right. Oh my gosh, there's so many names. Okay, here we go. I'm going to like kind of make some names using the other names. Someone named Borkle. Oh my gosh, there's so many good names. Hopper. Oh, Crankle. Okay, I think... Here's the thing. His last name is gonna be Troll Volta. Okay? That's his last name, Troll Volta. So we need a good name that works well with the first name. So, Crankle Troll Volta. That's a very goblin-y name. Glibby Trovolta. I don't know about Glibby. I'm going to get rid of Glibby there. Borkle Travolta. That's kind of funny, actually. Elvis Travolta. Hubert. How about Huey? Huey Travolta? Hopper Travolta. All right, those are the names I'm going with. Here we go. So we're just going to vote on the first name. The last name, I really like Travolta. I think that's really funny. Name our disco goblin. Okay. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right.
I think that needs to be trimmed back just a little bit. All right, while you guys are voting on that name, let's get some gold. And a pair of pliers here. Let's give him a gold necklace. Now, I will say, I do not know how this is going to turn out. So we might not do it this way. But, I mean, honestly, we could just do a strand, and it's like, that's might be enough. But I was thinking what might be cuter is if I can turn this into a double-stranded one. So if I actually, like, do this, you know, twist it down, grab the end like that, and then we just start like how I do with my pipe cleaners. And we don't technically need to attach this in, but instead just like shoving the two ends on the inside, I think will look good. And then look, see, it's kind of creating like this nice little, like, looks kind of like a gold chain. I think this will be good. That. Okay, I'm gonna make it extra long. And we're really just gonna hide this on the inside. It's not gonna be technically attached. So that way we can remove it if we don't like it. And also, just because I don't think it needs to be attached. I don't think this guy's gonna be, well, he will be dancing, but. All right, let's go ahead and cut it like this. And now I've got this little double twisted strand. Can you see it really? I don't know how well it's coming through. See, it's like a double twisted strand. It kind of looks like a chain. And then if we just shimmy it into position like that, maybe. Yeah, like that. And then it goes into that end, goes into that end. Nice, okay. And then we'll just turn it like this. Kind of like how I do glasses. I'll just turn that end in. And pull that end in like that. And that end goes in here. And then the other end will go right there. You know? So it's like that. And I can angle them in a little bit so it doesn't come out as easy. And then here's our little chain for our necklace. And we throw that one end in here and one end right there. Probably should do this end first. No. I'm gonna kind of fold that over a little bit more. Okay. Nice. Okay, and then this end up like this. Oh my god, that gold chain is everything, dude. Okay, one hand up. One hand down. Feet in more of a dancing position. Let's get him a little wider stance. Like that. His fro is looking good. Let's see if we have any bits and bops that we want to trim off. Like that little piece right there. Part of me is like kind of sad we're done. But you know what? We'll be back again. I will not be live next Friday, by the way. I'm going to be in San Francisco. So if anybody's looking for me, that's where I'll be. I'll send an email out about it, though. So if you would like to join again for another live stream, we'll be live again, I think, starting in February. And we'll be making... Actually, I don't know. I'm hoping that by then I'll have the crab pattern finished and we'll be making crabs. But we'll see. I feel like I could trim this goblin's hair for a century. Oh my gosh, this is so top tier, dude. Let's clean up a little bit. A nose piercing. I don't feel like men had nose piercings in disco days. Is that like a thing? I don't think he needs anything else, man. I think he's perfect. I think he's absolutely, positively, utterly, and just absolutely perfect. Let's clean up though. Gosh almighty, it's a mess and a half in this light box right now. We even have a little bit more of this brown yarn to use on a future project. How good. I need to bring a vacuum in here. All right. What are we naming our goblin? Yeah, I know. I will be finding this goblin's hair for years. I absolutely agree. Move this out of the way. I think our little goblin, our big goblin here, I think he's done. I would say pretty successful. All right, ready? Look at this too. Before, here's the drawing, and here's what we got. Come on, dude. What? It's perfect. If this doesn't deserve a like on this video, I don't know what I could do better. Gosh, it's so perfect. I'm so happy with it. How did I mess up here? Ah, there you go. All right. Oh, our name is split. It's a split vote on the name. Did I vote? Yes, I did. But I voted on one that's not the right name. Gosh, it's so perfect. I think we get his hands up and down more like that. More drastic. They look so good, dude. It's so good. I want to cry. Wow. All right. Name suggestion. If no one votes on the name in 10 seconds, I'm going to choose the name from the top two. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So it's between Huey and Crankle. Okay, Crankle Travolta, Huey Travolta. Huey Travolta? This is Huey. Hey, I'm Huey. Hey, I'm Crankle. Crankle's pretty good. Oh, I don't know. Huey, Crankle. Huey Travolta. Crankle Travolta. Maybe we should get Jules' opinion. Oh, I'm so torn on the name suggestion. Here he is on the back, by the way. Ignore this needle shoving out his back. It's just so I can have him standing up like this right now. Oh, everybody's so torn. Okay, we need to get Jules' opinion. Hey, Jules. You like Huey Travolta or Crankle Travolta? Huey. She's made a decision. She says it's Huey. All right, this is Huey Travolta. Trollvolta. I will repeat ourselves. Huey Trollvolta. Oh, I love him. His middle name is Crankle, though. Huey Crankle Travolta. Oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful work. Thank you guys so much for joining the live stream. We'll be live again, not this next Friday, but the Friday after. The specific date will be the... Hold on. The 6th. The 6th of February will be when we are live. So join us again, 6th of February. We're going to be, I don't know what we're going to be crocheting that date, but we'll be making something. We'll also be, what else do I want to say? Like, subscribe if you're not already. Hit the little bell icon so you don't miss when we do these live streams. If you want to support the channel, you can check us out at clubcrochet.com. There's a whole bunch of different ways to support. Memberships are a great way to support. If you want to get a free pattern, check the email that I sent out this morning. There's a free pattern in that email. So you can, if you want to get just like a quick free pattern, there's a secret one in that email. So go check that out. Star our emails if you want to make sure that they're coming to your inbox in the right way. Spread the word. Let everybody know about how wonderful Huey Trollvolta is, because he deserves all of the love. And thanks again for watching, everybody. Oh, it's so beautiful. I love it. All right. Pasta la pizza. Happy hooking. And I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody. Wait, hold on. It's one of these buttons. This one. Bye.